Maybe we cannot feel and breathe the smell of burns. Maybe we can just imagine what was back then. But I will be in Sebring in a couple of days. When you will watch possibly this video, maybe I will be already there. In this historic moment between almost a connection between WEC World Endurance Championship and IMSA GTP class, and not only. And I was wondering how was Sebring back then. Well, there is a nice version, the 1970 Sebring version, originally made for GT Legends, converted for R Factor, and then luckily converted also for GTR2. And this is Sebring. This is the parking lot behind the pit lane. So welcome back on iKeysRacing, welcome back in Sebring in 1970. Compatible version of Sebring layout and environment with the selection of cars coming from the 70s, few years earlier than the 70s and few years later than 1970. On track with what was an amount of concrete stripes for training for the army, for what was the Second World War, the training ground for the B-17 planes. Then someone in the 50s said, why not using these concrete stripes, connecting them in some way and creating a racetrack? Why not? The idea is beautiful. This is the start-finish line of the Sebring International Raceway. Welcome to all of you. And today we will race here, the episode number 3, for Around the World in 24 hours, like I did and like we did together 1 year ago. We will race 12 hours simulated with a 2 real hours race time, with a 6 times factor conversion. We will start at midday, 12 p.m. and we will finish at midnight. Hopefully this year I will not end my undecent career as a racing virtual driver without fuel. So this time I did maybe well or not, I don't know, my calculations. So I can only say welcome again. Thank you for being here. While the video will be available the first time or not, doesn't matter, you are always welcome. And so before doing a single shot tentative of qualification, I will show you the car selection, the car setup, and then we will go to see what I'm capable of when under my belt there is, for the second time ever, a Ferrari. You have seen in the cover the model 312, chosen on purpose because this weekend Ferrari will come back after 50 years absence with an official team within the WEC category with a hypercar, racing at Sebring the 1000 kilometers on Friday. Then on Saturday there will be the usual 12 hours of the IMSA category that I have watched with my eyes at Daytona. But I wanted to celebrate the race, very historic, very tough, maybe one of the maybe the most difficult race given the concrete surface and the asphalt and the connections and how strong is for cars resist and endure on this track layout and track surface. Obviously this 1970 version is a bit different than the modern one. Nonetheless, it's not easy to race here, and so I said that with a Ferrari I hope to at least arrive within points. To do that I will have to beat all the 3 liters prototypes, and maybe hopefully, like happened at Riverside, maybe also the sport 5 liters cars, who knows. Welcome again, let's go to see the car selection and then we will go back on track. Starting with the Alfa Romeo, we start from the group number 2 for tourers, basically, back then. The year is 1971 with Auto Delta SPA running the Alfa Romeo Giulia 2000 GT AM with 2 colors, the 41 red, the 42 orange, more than orange, papaya, maybe papaya is papaya. Okay, 1. Power and Glory. BMW, 2 models, the 3 liters, 12 valves, 6 cylinders in line of the 73, number 11 of the BMW Motorsport. There are Chris Amon and Hans Stuck at the wheel. The updated model 74, number 002, at 3.5 liters, still the 6 cylinders in line, 24 valves this time. BMW Motorsport GmbH with Jackie X and Derek Bell at the wheel, the historic couple, all-conquering winning duo. Ford will bring the Capri RS 2007 of the official, 2007 is 2600 the model, sorry, I'm Italian, pizza, fichi, mandolino. Year 71, number 22, the car is this one, already seen, maybe at Riverside, I suppose, maybe yes, I do not remember, whatever. Was a 2.9 liters V6 on-head valves, 12 valves. 5-speed, rear-wheel drive, front-mounted. An updated model, the RS 3100, year 74, so 3 years later. Number 004, Ford Köln, the original Ford Motorsport for Europe, Jochen Mass and Rolf Stommelen at the wheel, beautiful. Also GP Labs, Jake used this car, if I'm not wrong, in his presentation of Power and Glory. There is a beautiful video made by Jake. Still Ford, I've selected also the Escort RS 1600, year 74, so the same of the model RS 3100. Number 27 of the Castrol Team Zack Speed, a tiny car for the Group 2, but very, very, very nice. I wanted to have this car sooner than later. The engine is a 2 liters inline, 4 cylinders, double on head, comes 16 valves. Can you believe it? Back in the mid 70s. Front mounted, beautiful. I do not remember the drivers. Are not written in on the chassis, sorry, on the bodywork. Still Group 2. Ford Mustang. We have seen the number 002 with Dan Gurney at Riverside. Do you remember this beauty? The number 1 is driven by Peter Revson. This time they will be teammate. Then a tiny car that will battle with something that I will show you in a couple of seconds. The Alpine, or Alpine, but let's say in French should be Alpine A110 of the Bernard Colomb and the Écurie Léopard. The number 51 is this one, driven by, I don't know if privateers, sorry, or if official drivers, maybe privateers, Monsieur Lacareux and Monsieur Colomb. This is the car. The number 61 is not written, so sorry, I'm sure there is the name in the car data, but I've lost my memory, so sorry. But to me it was important to present to you the 1.3 tiny liter inline 4 cylinders on head valves, 8 valves in total, rear mounted, with a 5-speed rear-wheel drive transmission. Still in the Group 3, over 2 liters. So I don't know why this one is signed as plus 2 liters, being a 1.3 liters. Whatever. sorry, maybe a mistake. Corvette, the C2 version, the L88 Coupe, or Coupe in French, of the Sunray DX Yenko Racing Team, year 68. I forgot to say that 68 was also the year for the Alpine. The Corvette will show this powerful muscle car that was absolutely impossible to keep out from Sebring today. This beauty was powered by a 7 liters V8, 16 valves on head valves, front mounted, 4-speed with real wheel drive. Let's stay with muscle cars. A Shelby, again over 2 liters, year 68, the Brown Brothers Ford. Is a beautiful Ford Mustang equipped, let's say, by Shelby, named GT350. I do not know the story of this car, sorry, so I'm not going to tell much more. Tom Hamilton, the driver, beautiful livery. The car was powered by a 4.7 liters V8 on head valves, 16 in total, front mounted, 4-speed rear wheel drive. About the Alpine, will battle for the first time, and we will see also this car at Le Mans, because the Triumph, despite being a very tiny manufacturer, bringing at the end of the 70s with the Stockton team and Glenside Motors, this beautiful TR4 that I wanted absolutely to be seen here, not only in power and glory. The car has the 71, as said, of the Stockton Auto Racing Team, with Glenside Pen, if it is the name of the driver or the location of the Stockton Auto, I don't know, sorry. The number 74 will be the same model but blue, with at the wheel Buzz Marcus, still for Glenside Motors. The car is absolutely tiny but deserving to be here for a 2.1 liters, inline 4 cylinders, on head valves, 8 valves in total, front mounted, 5-speed real wheel drive. I wanted to have tiny cars and very almost, slow cars, but the Triumph had an incredible history with tiny cars, because especially also at Le Mans did qualify, run, and sorry for the spoiling, did bring also to the checkered flag tiny cars, liked cars, also because considering a weight of just 900 kilograms for 200 almost HP was not bad back then, also because the specific power output of 175 on a 2.1 liter is almost, I would say, 100 HP per liter. That in the 60s was absolutely crazy. I mean, just Honda recently and Mazda produced high specification naturally aspirated engines around 100 HP per liter, and Mazda also with the rotary even more. But I wanted anyway tiny cars. Group 4, Corvette C3 L88, and I wonder why the Corvette C2 L88 maybe in the 68 compared to the 71 was a different way of grouping cars, but whatever. There are two Corvettes. This one is C3. HT stands for hard top. The car is absolutely beautiful. At the wheel, Jerry Thompson and John Mehler. There is also the name of the mechanic, Greg Seifert, maybe. I don't know, sorry, I do not read so tiny. Specification 7 liters, V8, 2 valves per cylinders, front mounted, rear wheel drive with 4 speed. Then we see again the De Tomasos. The Scuderia Montjuic will bring the number 30 and the number 31, different paint scheme. Let's see the drivers. Herbert Müller and Cox Cocker, if I pronounce it correctly. The number 30, already seen here and there. I do not remember the names of the drivers, sorry, they are not written. The Boss version, the stock version, Claude Dubois, 72 the year, and the driver obviously is Jean-Claude Dubois. Now, the difference between the stock and the Boss maybe is written here because I do not remember. Some teams raced using the stock Group 3 engine for reliability, or after they blew their Boss engines in qualifying. So now there will be this issue for the Boss engine. Why? Let's see if The early race development cars used engines prepared by Budmore with 4-barrel Holley carburetors, also known as BOSS. Don't ask me why. Let's see the power output: 5.7 liters, 437 HP, 331. Okay, tiny differences, but maybe on a car weighing 1,330 kilograms, maybe 10, 20, 30 HP more were relevant. Porsches, still in Group 4. We have 3 models for the RSR 2.8, the Penske Racing. Let's go to see this beauty. Beautiful. We will have the Sun Auto sponsored one, and the British Petrol also here. We will have also my favorite, saying hello not only to Peter Gregg but also hello to the son of Peter Gregg, Steve, that I had the pleasure and absolutely the honor to meet and chat for a while during the Daytona 24 hours of the end of January. I will follow with a double video Daytona and Sebring in a couple of weeks. So going back to the car that I've seen also in person, luckily for me, at Daytona, regarding all the historic models present there and still running and still fighting, absolutely beautiful. Steve Gregg, the son of Peter Gregg, refurbished this car entirely as she was originally driven by his father. That one also, have a look to at least to Wikipedia about Peter Gregg and the Brumos Porsche racing team. So the Carrera RS 2.8 will be a car that we will drive very soon in 3 versions. So this one, the Sun Auto, I do not see the names of the drivers, sorry, and as well the Sunoco or Sanoco Porsche plus Audi Team Penske. The 911 will come also in the 3 liters version, the Eberhard Sindel Racing Team and the Porsche Kremer Racing Team. The Vaillant sponsorship, I think, is one of the most iconic for this model in the 70s, as well as the full camel cigarette of the Porsche Kremer German Racing Team. Beautiful. The 911 will come also in a tiny version, the 2.5 liters, still from the Porsche Kremer Racing Team ER72. The car is this one without the rear wing and Mr. Borges, if I pronounce it correct, maybe Borges in French, at the wheel. As you can see, we have 72 the ER, 73, 74 and 75. From a power output point of view, we move from a 2.5 liters 271 HP, 2.8 liters HP in excess of 300 horsepower, the 3000, the 3 liters will bring 330 HP. Back to US with the Ford GT40, the one we have used at Daytona for winning the 24 hours simulated race, is the number 7. With the number 6 there is the couple of Jackie X and Jackie Oliver, patron of the Arrow Formula 1 racing team. I do not remember the drivers for the number 7, sorry, in this moment my memory is failing quite easily. Still in US, Shelby Cobra, finally we see also this monster, the ER65 Scuderia Filippinetti, with this beauty, absolutely gorgeous, a 7 liters V8 4-speed rear-wheel drive for almost 500 horsepower. 1 year later, still the Shelby Cobra 427, this time of the Montjuic race team, the same one that is running the Tommaso Pantera. Still a 7 liters, 500 horsepower. Last but not least, the plus 5 liters GT from ER68 will be still a Chevrolet Corvette C3. My usual question mark, different years, different ways to group cars. Anyway, the Sunray DX GT will bring a 530 HP thanks to the usual V8 5.7 liters. Last but not least, the Porsche 914-6, another tiny car to battle against the Alpines and against the Triumphs. Team Son Auto and Scuderia Lufthansa. This tiny beauty will bring a 2 liters flat 6 5-speed rear wheel drive with 251 horsepower. Back in the 70s, quite an achievement. The Sun Auto will be the white with the number 40. Going to the prototypes category, we start from the big class, the 5 liters sports. The model is the 917K of the Porsche Salzburg Racing Team. The engine will be like the official Porsche John Wyer engineering prepared technology, 541 HP on just 900 kilograms of weight. The same car will be seen with the number 20, 21 and 22. Lola, we have seen the Mark IIIC at Riverside. This time we will see the 05 Écurie Bonnier and the David Piper Racing, the famous green colored Lola of Mr. Piper, beautiful. There will be also the Mark IIIB with the Sid Taylor Racing and Richard Mille Arnoux. The two cars are absolutely dirt and beautiful, with still a V8 at the back, with HP in excess of 500 on a 900 kilograms weight. Tiny differences before the Mark IIIB that we have driven and raced in the appointment at Riverside compared to the 3C. I wanted 2 of each. Ferrari will bring the 5 liters sport model 512 Coda Lunga long tail with the number 5 X Schetti, the number 6 Ignazio Giunti Nino Vaccarella, the number 7 with Ronnie Peterson, and I apologize because I do not remember the teammate, maybe Andrea De Adamic if I'm not wrong, but we will have also the number 11 of the North American Racing Team, as previously explained in the previous episode, the official, basically, Ferrari Racing Team for US. We will then go to the Sport 2 liters. I wanted to have this Porsche System Engineering Model 906 Carrera 6, both of the official Porsche team. So basically before 1970, when Porsche arrived to the big sport prototypes cars, Porsche was the brand quite easily winner with the tiny prototypes and tiny sports car available for racing. This was in particular a flat 6 2 liters with over 217 horsepower. In the same category, the Chevron B16, we have seen the BMW and Mazda powered. This time we will have the ring-free racing team number 16, and after the ring-free we will have as well the Red Rose racing team. Beautifully recreated. Again, here you see the graphic of a Ford name. The engine was a 2 liters Cosworth, 4 cylinders inline for both cars, with a power output almost of 230 HP on a weight of 660 kilograms. Not bad at all. Prototypes 2.5 liters, the Porsche 907 LH, the long tail, and as well with my bad German should be Langheck, if I'm not wrong, correct me and apologize, I'm sorry for my bad German, never studied unluckily, will be a 2.2 almost liters with 205 kilowatts, that should be around 240 horsepower for a shy 730 kilograms of weight. We start then with the last prototypes, the 3 liters, that is the category that won the Riverside appointment. Alfa Romeo will bring back the T33-3 model, number 35 and 36, with a V8 Alfa Romeo engine. Again, the Healey Repco powered by the XF1 engine. Matra Simca with the model MS 650. Brabham Severt, the number 33. Pescarolo Beltoise with the 34. Porsche will bring the 908 Gulf sponsored, this is a surprise, that was mounted with 2 cameras with film for the recording of the 24 hours of Le Mans 1970, and then this car was officially booked and registered for the race, but was there not to win the race, but to record images from the race, originally from the race, and at every pit stop there was more or less the refueling, the change of tires, and the change of films for the front and the rear cameras mounted on this car. Simply beautiful. The idea to have this car was not, let's say, to record any particular video with this car, but just remembering Steve McQueen, that in the year 1970 participated as an official driver to the 12 hours of Sebring with a Porsche, arriving second, few seconds far from Mario Andretti and the Ferrari that won that race. But I wanted to have something remembering Steve McQueen, considering that he raced after an accident with a motorbike, breaking his heel, if I'm not wrong, but he raced anyway and arrived second in an incredible tough race against the best of the 70s. It was something I wanted to do, to say hello to Steve McQueen 43 years after his passing, not happening today 43 years ago, but let's say when the spring arrives I start to feel and breathe the air of Le Mans. But really, Steve McQueen for me, it's a powerful link with motorsport. Still 3 liters Porsche 908K, the Porsche System Engineering beautiful and winning model with a 3 liters 300 HP on a solid light base of 680 kilograms. Believe it or not, this car has already won the prototype class in our 2 episodes. Daytona, we were first with the Ford GT40 in the GT category. The second arrive was this car that won also the Riverside appointment. So before the balance of performance, balance of presence, I wanted to include this winning car for the Sebring 12 hours of today. Then what? I was missing the car that you have seen for sure in the cover of this appointment. It is the Ferrari 312P, year 1970, 3 liters engine of the North American Racing Ferrari unofficial team, a powerful V12 3 liters at the back with numbers 23, Mike Parks. The number 24 will be at our disposal today. No specs, unluckily, for this model. I will add them afterwards, maybe with a bit of research, but it will be a 3 liters powered engine, maybe not powerful as a 5 liters, but I would guess that if the 5 liters 12 cylinder will give almost 600 horsepower on a mass of 930 something kilograms, I suppose the 312 will have at least 450, 500 horsepower, maybe pushing, I would guess, 700 kilograms, 750 kilograms of weight. We will know. Anyway, with the subtitles and the detailed graphic, I will give you all the information. So that's it. So we can go back to the number 24. The circuit will be a beautiful Sebring 1970 converted for R Factor from GP Legends and from R Factor for GTR2. The summer will say that we will jump because I have already prepared the car setup, a 2 hours race with a changeable condition. The race will start at 12 o'clock and will finish with the midnight between Saturday and Sunday, like by tradition. A rolling starting grid, 57 cars against ourselves. That's it. And from a realism point of view, we will have flag rules, full course yellow, time-scaled weather as well as mechanical failures, double tire wear and fuel usage, and a custom 6 times acceleration. So in 2 hours we will simulate 12 real hours. That's it. Let's go on track and see you in a second. So here we are with the first qualification session. I will load the Ferrari 312P car setup that will be shown here. So we will arrange the car as you can see here. The advanced setup will be something like this, not completely stiff the front end, not say one touch down, two touch down for everything. The rear will be very smooth and soft and tall, 15 centimeters from the ground, 10 centimeters from the ground the front end. Accordingly, I will have to regenerate what is the fuel load with the 2 times consumption, and so the race will be then a sort of drive to survive for 2 hours alone at the wheel with a fake teammate for the amount of 2 hours. This is the final car setup. I will just save it and then reduce for the qualification the amount of fuel, and I think we can go down to have 6 laps more or less, not more. Yes, maybe 50 liters will be enough. The timing is saying currently that Mike Parks with the same model I'm going to drive, so quite a comparison that will bring me in a bad spotlight, I'm sure. Alfa Romeo of Gallish Tommelen, second placement so far. X Schetti with the Ferrari 512, Elford Sifter the Porsche 908K so far winning both races of this appointment. Then Bucknam Posey, Herman Steinmann, Piers Courage, Andrea De Adamic with the other Alfa Romeo, Redman Siffert, Halewood, David Hobbs, Giunti Vaccarella completed the top 10. If we go down, we have, as said, 57 cars to beat. From a GT point of view, the quickest has been the Mass Stommelen Ford Capri RS 3100, but with just 6 minutes available, let's go to score our lap time. So welcome on board with the Ferrari 312P. Here it is, the beauty, tiny and powerful enough to be very competitive, as Mike Parks showed already. You run in Sebring a bit of parking lot, then you go on track from here. If you don't mind to show you the track, I will stay with this view. So start finish line, the first left corner is more or less like the one nowadays available, but you have a second one instead of a series of S's at low speed. Then you brake in second gear for the turn number 3. That will bring you in the most driven part of the track. Second gear for the S's will be a left, right, left, right, and this is the nowadays big bend. Connecting you with the hairpin, but nowadays is almost a chicane while exiting. Back then was this thing with a lot of sand outside to block the cars, sort of wall. The green zone, green area, I do not remember the correct name, had a sort of S's created like this one to connect another part of the track with a long straight with a third gear corner, mid speed, then a second gear low speed, bringing you back to the back straight, and on the left you see the B17 and the P51 Mustang and the DC3. I mean, there were many old planes here and there, Here we have another DC3 or DC2. Now, not an expert of aviation, but to me sounds like a DC3. It was the Dakota, the McDonnell Douglas DC3 Dakota 1, used for the Second World War and then converted into a civil plane for transport, a bit of Cessnas, 172 maybe, who knows. Anyway, these were the airport areas. We arrived to the sunset corner. A double right-handed corner. And then finally, you are on the start-finish line. So now we will go within the cockpit, warming up a bit more tires. The force feedback is very heavy with this mod, and this car in particular. And in the SS you feel it. So here we are in the back straight. And now we will push. Okay, let's say that I must find almost 10 seconds.
Hey, the race director just gave you a warning for cutting the track. You gotta keep between those white lines, bro.
You're right. I was too confident. So I will not ruin tires here, but I don't want to be thank you for the heat. Okay, let's try to get rid of this Alpine using the torque for the last corner. Yes. And let's go, trying to avoid to exit the lines. Ooh, there's a crash. Some seconds lost, more than the ones I'm going to lose behind. Very light the front end. I was too quick. Now behind the Ford GT40 should be a good slipstream. They are quick. Despite improving by 4 seconds,
Hey, the race director just gave you a warning for cutting the track. You gotta keep between those white lines, bro.
you can only use 2 wheels, but not all 4. Anyway, the single shot has been done 6 seconds far from my teammate. My only hope can be to endure to the end, because for sure I'm not trained enough on this racetrack, but really 6 seconds are not nuts, I mean. So that's it for my qualification tentative. P21 outside 58 cars will be not, let's say, a drama, but we will see during race day. Anyway, I will try to do something better during race day. With the garage we can go back to load all the possible amount of fuel to do 14 laps, and so 34 minutes, and divide the 2 hours into 4 stints. Maybe also reduce by 10 kilopascal each tire, and choose the hard for the race. The reduced and use hard compound for the race. The reduced pressures are because with soft tires I've seen that the central part of the single tire is overinflated, if you like, with air compared to the rest of the surface, and so maybe we can reduce by just 1 touch the camber to force the tire to place the entire surface on asphalt, because the larger the portion of tire touching the ground, the better the grip. So I would say that that's it. We can save it and go with this figure for page 2 and this figure for page 1. We will accelerate also the warm-up session, and hopefully the game will give us the correct starting grid this time. Who knows? Yes, anyway, also in the warm-up the 3 liters cars are absolutely competitive compared to the 5 liters of sport. So maybe a bit less of power, but much more weight power ratio available, and this one is the Porsche winning the 2 races so far. Okay, accelerated time done. We didn't race on purpose. We can do a game saved again, continue to race. 2 hours or 240 laps, but will be 2 hours. So welcome to Sebring, a beautiful venue for race cars, and not only. The presentation goes around some corners, and here we are. Oh, this time works. This time is working. The starting grid with all the sessions not skipped but just accelerated. So this is the warm-up lap, so see you in a couple of seconds. Green flag should be happening in a couple of seconds.
Green flag, green flag. Stay safe, man, and good luck. Good luck.
Maybe we can sneak inside. Maybe there will be some crash here and there. Let's stay out from the artificial intelligence possible effect. The Lola decided to pass. Here they are battling very strongly. Wow, and Ben Peterson just ahead of us despite having a 5 liters prototype. Let's see, maybe on straights they will gain a bit. Too early the gear change. I risk to lose the car. A bit wide. Let's try to not be penalized with the cut of the white line. It's not very visible, so I don't know when the night will come what I will see. P16, 16 seconds from Mike Parks. Ooh, this is a bad move, Marco. I've lost the moment to insert first gear. One position lost, Brabham Severt at our back now. Incredible how Ferrari in the 70s already had 9,000 RPM available. From a naturally aspirated engine singular. No, the hairpin is not my specialty, especially super power. too wide. North-south straight, the longest one in this track. Anyway, to me, drivers of the 70s were absolutely heroes, driving these beasts. At 300 kilometers per hour. With the level of safety back then. And there is anyway a tiny number here saying 68% of reliability for this car just after 10 minutes of racing. This is not a good sign. .30 seconds from Mike Parks just after 10 minutes of race. But anyway, I will try to get my pace, and then we will see. And the Porsche of Haywood Hobb maybe had an issue. So we gain a position. And strangely slowly also Beltois Gendebian in front of us with a green Lola. Maybe they are the first drivers encountering issues. What are they doing, idiots? Ah, they did brake in front of me, come on. Now the car is broken. Yes, the suspension. Ah. So first issue, and I did fall in the trap like a donkey.
You got some damage to the front end of the car, man. You're probably going to get some understeer. Here's the deal. You can either come into the pits now or wait until your scheduled stop. It's your call. Let me know.
Damn it. Now, all will depend on fast speed corners. because with 8 seconds to repair aerodynamics, 40 for the splitter and 95 for suspensions would mean to lose 1 lap. But if the car behaves decently, we can maybe think to go to the end. Also because apart from a brief area of the track, a bit driven, the rest is, well, the right cornering is not really easy. Let's try a lap before losing 1 full lap at the pit. No, okay, no. No way. Without the splitter more than the suspension, the understeer is absolutely crazy. Not at low speed, but high speed is impossible. So far we are 2 seconds far from my best lap time, it is 2 minutes 51, top right corner. So every lap maybe spent on track with the car damaged would mean to lose, I don't know, 5 seconds. 5 seconds for 9 laps remaining of fuel would be 45 seconds lost. That is anyway, we'll see at the end of the lap, less than the 2 minutes spent to add a pit not planned. Sorry for the almost silly calculation, but it is the reality of what we have now. And another factor will be considered the gap from Mike Parks leading the race. Because for sure I'm going to need the repairing to this Ferrari. But also, as long as I succeed on not losing too much on track, especially under overlapped cars, I can maybe minimize the loss. "70 seconds now from Parks. And I was talking about considering how much to lose lap by lap with a broken car, adapting in some way also the level of driving required. I mean, it is drivable. In some way it is drivable. Nothing special, nothing promising. I'm going to lose the seconds and seconds, but as said, in 10 laps, losing 50 seconds. It's not like adding a full pit stop more than planned. That would cost 2 minutes for a full service. Ooh. So this is my final decision. Wait. Nice, this Corvette doing a trap. Now the tires are giving up. Maybe I will start to face troubles of massive understeering. Whew.
Track, what's up?
Some pits here and there full of leaders, P18, at least for a moment. Now the good news is that this Ferrari, driven not at full 100%, now the good news is that this car should have lasted 35 minutes on paper when we prepared the car setup. Instead, with 5 laps in the tank, will mean 12 minutes of race. if we can stretch to 45 minutes, 40 minutes. Our time spent on track. Yes, we will not be remembered, sorry, as the quickest, but because many leaders are pitting now, maybe we can pit one time less than the others. Because the current P13 is not because of my passes on track. But just because I still have almost 15 minutes of fuel in the tank, while the others, especially the 5 liters sports, had to stop already. Come on. If you are overlapped. No. With the suspension broken. I cannot force so much. So let's go back to resist and not force more than needed. My hope is wait 3 laps more or less, do the pit, and then with a repaired car possibly gain something. Also because I will be not the only one having issues. The night is approaching, the evening. So you can see the dark horizon coming. So it's time to start to use front lights that luckily did not break. In the crash thanks to the Lola. Here, a couple of laps ago. Hey! Okay, at this point, 45 minutes are covered.
Pit in at the end of this lap. Pit in.
Not an easy task with the sunset.
Okay, slow the car down.
Steering wheels and pedals. So yes, I would go for, if we have 45 minutes of coverage, we will do 45-90. So just one pit stop more, because in 45 minutes, sorry, no, it will be a 3 stops race at this point, 45-90, and then we will have 30 minutes to the end. So regardless of the calculation, I would say if we last for 45 minutes, we will go down to sorry, I'm cooked. I'm not using my brain. We did 45 minutes of coverage. We will do another 45 minutes of coverage and it will be 90 minutes, so 1 hour and 30 minutes to the end. Sorry, completed.
Repairs underway. Hold for go signal.
Then, if we will do another 45 minutes coverage, there isn't the sound of the mechanics. Do you hear it? I don't hear it.
Hurry up, guys. We're losing positions.
This should be the repairing moment. I think that we will, with yes, 3 stops instead of 4, despite all the issues and troubles had on track.
We've got a mechanical failure. You better sit tight, okay?
Okay. So I would guess I've lost 1 minute running slower than usual.
All clear. Go, go, go.
Yes, but the car doesn't go. Okay. Okay. So yes, we can do 3 pit stops instead of 4, like planned, more or less. Obviously we are down half in the field now. But having nothing to lose, oops.
Hey, blue flag's waving, man. You gotta pull over. Hey, blue flag's waving, man. You gotta pull over.
So let's go with our pace and with our 45 minutes coverage for each refueling. It's not a winning situation for sure. but at least I would say we can maybe finish in the top 10, hopefully. Because with one pit less than the others, we save 2 minutes, more or less, 1 lap. Meanwhile, Mike Parks goes back to the top leading position, while we are struggling. I am struggling. I'm sure you are quicker than me with this game. Oops, what a shot.
Hey, blue flag's waving, man. You gotta pull over.
Sorry to Derek Bell and Ronnie Peterson, but they were not quicker than me. Overlapped cars not keen to let you pass. So sorry for not being so talkative like I usually do, maybe too much. But today this race developed in a surprisingly almost boring way, with nothing to tell really, because apart from the crash head with the Lola swinging and creating a trap for my mind, and so the race affected by that, situation. And so the time lost on track to avoid another pit stop and to keep the original strategy I thought was 4 pit stops. Yes, luckily we will face just 2 more pit stops. So with a theoretically advantage of 1 stop less than all the others. But so far I stopped at least once like me, but approaching to stop for the second time when we will approach. The second part of the race, for the last 45 minutes. And I don't know if for the crash or not, but you don't see me and you don't hear me especially. Feel the force. Because after the crash, rightly or not, I don't know, here there is also the smoke of someone maybe exiting badly a corner. But after the crash, the steering wheel has become not straight anymore. And lighter, then heavier like at the beginning, like instead of being, sorry, heavy like at the beginning of the race. And so, apart from the initial crash, it has been an uneventful, cruising around the corner. Running more or less at my pace. Not an orthodox exit from the pit. And I was noticing also that while braking the car tends to go away at the right side. So after the repairing pit stop, there is for sure something not completely straight in this car. And does not go straight like before. There is a sort of loose attitude at the center of the steering wheel. Okay, at least one duel won against Jean-Pierre Beltois and Henri Pescarolo. If they do not kill me at the braking zone. No, maybe we win. Will I succeed to catch also Jack Brabham and François Favour with the other Matra? Who knows? Who knows? Okay, this could be the key moment for us with Mathieu Stommel and Bell X with the two GT cars stopping now for the refueling. While I let through the other Ferrari, the 512 long tail. Why don't they pass? Oh, they are not quick enough. This should be Mathieu Stommelen, yes. Oops. Touch! No, 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 no. Ah, what an idiot move. Was my occasion to get rid of a GT car, even if I think there's something wrong with the car. Does not corner anymore. Nothing is broken. I suppose. No. Definitely now something will be broken. Yes.
You got some damage to the front end of the car, man. You're probably going to get some understeer. Here's the deal. You can either come into the pits now or wait until your scheduled stop. It's your call. Let me know.
So I was also planning to give an help to the car, reducing the front
Pit in at the end of this lap. Pit in.
tire pressure, because currently they are overinflated. And because we just have 40 minutes to go, that will be anyway the coverage maximum available for this Ferrari.
Hey, blue flag's waving, man. You gotta pull over.
I let through the quickest car, and I don't have to miss.
Hey, blue flag's waving, man. You gotta pull over.
Okay. So yes, we can maybe go down to the soft compound for the night, repair and replace, and do the last 40 minutes, 38 minutes, whatever. With the soft compound, maybe more competitive, and with the complete refueling of the Ferrari 312 that I must admit can be driven much faster than I'm doing currently. So definitely my fault for not succeeding on a better position with this vehicle.
Repairs underway. Hold for go signal.
Considering also that the teammate I have for this race, Mike Parks, is basically in the top 5 positions, so it's really me down.
Hurry up, guys. We're losing positions.
So it's really me not performing as expected. Or maybe it is Sebring that hates me, because I do love this track, I do love Florida. I'll be there as a tourist in a couple of days. But if my personal Triple Crown virtual must pass through Sebring, given that we have won together Le Mans with the Mazda 787 last year. We have won Daytona this year with the Ford GT40. But Sebring sounds like something prohibited for myself. Last year P20 something with the GTP Corvette, not even arriving to the end. Here has been absolutely a crawling to the end, but in the bad way. Not a single note of decent performance. So after the last crash, run around in the grass, etc., was not sensed to stay on track with just less than 40 minutes available at that pace with the car broken differently from the start. So now yes, we will have a soft compound. We will be maybe a bit competitive compared to the previous pace. But nothing special really. I feel completely out of any reasonable competitive scenario here, like I felt last year, I mean, with the GTP Corvette, unfortunately. So it's me. Now let's see split times, if was more due to the hard compound, because the drivability now more or less is like before. I'm just encountering slow cars of another category. So just 1/10 better compared to my previous record, personal best of 251. Harriet Wickens retiring now, so we will gain a position, luckily. But for sure I will not catch Bell Hicks in 33 minutes, like I will not catch Beltois Pescarolo in front, unless they retire. Just a 62. Sorry. Best personal now, 250. But nothing special anyway. So unless Mash Stommelen, Brabham Sever, Beltois Pescarolo and Bell X will not stop anymore, but I think they will do it. I will be lonely P21, P20, whatever. Absolutely disastrous Sebring for the second year in a row. And if in the first edition I was thinking, okay, it's the first time on tracks that I don't know very well. But you know, we have won a Daytona this year. I did a P7 together with you with the Intrepid Chevrolet last year. So it was not a new track Daytona overall. I mean, it was new the first time 1 year ago. But was a P7, and this year has been a victory. And I was honestly thinking a real P10 was possible here. But instead I must admit that neither in the old version of Sebring, neither in the new or old version of Sebring, I am at a minimum decent pace. And if the last year with the GTP Corvette was due to the fact that the GTP Corvette was not the best car available, in this edition, with Mike Parks starting from the pole position with the same car, yes, we passed now Beltois per Carolo, maybe, hopefully. So definitely something with Marco running at Sebring. Who knows what is it? Okay, at least Arnaud Miller, sorry, okay, in grey in the classification top right corner, Arnaud, Richard Mille retired like Smith and Taylor. We let Bonnier, Joe Bonnier, 11th pass, 1 lap ahead. Well, I can try to stay in the draft of this Lola Mark III. I do not remember if B or C version. So apart from the 2 retirements that will bring us to P18, hopefully, a lonely race, anonymous. Soft tires are starting to giving up. Starting to give up, sorry. Thank you to Haywood and David Hobbs. Okay, nothing broken at least. Okay, at least Bell X in the pit now. We should pass them. But Brabham Sever are absolutely not catchable. 40 seconds with 6 minutes to go is practically impossible. While in the moment, while I was talking, X Schetti are retiring. The grey line in P12 now. So should be a P16 at the end. If I do not crash here. Come on. I don't know what I'm doing, apart passing between the sand. And at the end, Bell X retired. Was not just a normal pit stop, but also X Scatty. You can see the green line anticipating our position. So it should become a P15. But nothing more. While in the lead, Mike Parks, my teammate with the same car, really the same car, is winning. Find the differences. And with 2 minutes to go, maybe one lap or two, at least can be for real a P15, because Mass Stommelen, slowed it down very massively. They are in front of us. They are the car in front. Here we are. So hopefully I will pass the last GT, I think, because Brabham Sever is a prototype 3 liters. And I wanted to force the pass because with 1 minute 27 to go, we risk to arrive together with Mike Parks, that is 2 minutes far, on the start-finish line. So I'm not sure if there will be just this lap or another one, maybe another one, hopefully. But nobody else is slowing down like Mass Stommelen. In 30 seconds more or less, Parks should clinch the trophy of the 12 hours of Sebring. While for the other part of the box instead will be just sadness. And despite the Mass Stommelen car that lowered it down a few minutes ago, they are still at 3.6 seconds, so it was just a momentary moment. So Mike Parks got the last lap like we did, but maybe with 1 second or something really tiny. Yes, because they are winning now, so they took, he has taken, sorry, I'm not mother tongue, as you know. Mike Parks took the checkered flag now. And won the 12 hours of Sebring, so congratulations to Mike. So I was thinking, okay, I passed the start-finish line and that's it, just one more lap, but Mike did the same. And luckily, as you can see on the left, I had enough fuel to cover any possible margin, so the only takeaway of learning has been in Sebring compared to last year, I mean, has been learning how to properly service the car with no guessing, no tentatives. But really, after 2 hours, what a disappointment. What a poor performance. I would start with the wrong choice of tires, because at the end the soft compound resisted until the end in a decent manner with a full load of fuel. So at least I was running at 250 per lap. Doing what the computer is doing. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. What a pity, guys. What a pity. Sorry, but just learning how to set up and refuel the car is not enough here at Sebring, at least for my taste. I must say, I was thinking to be comfortably between the top 10, and maybe it could have been, because if I have a quick look to the classification, Hermann Steiner something in P10 was the last car in the leading lap, and being in the leading lap would have meant to stay 2.5 minutes from the leader. And 2.5 minutes would have meant to not lose maybe a full lap of mistakes, sure, as my usual behavior. But you know, sometimes you lose, sometimes you gain compared to what you achieve from a performance point of view, and what you lose from your mistakes. This time I must say the only saving thing has been just doing one pit stop less, thanks to the fuel consumption of the Ferrari 312P that allowed me not to run 35 minutes as by the plan of pit stops we did before the race, but lasted 45 minutes, almost 50. And lasting so much at the end was basically the key. Was sometimes crawling, sometimes running, whatever, but was the right thing to basically do and follow. But was nothing I was knowing and planning in advance, up front, absolutely. Was just pure luckiness, pure lucky. And that solved for the best the situation. So here we are, Mike Parks, without having a class car here. So in the prototypes, I'm not the last, but of the 3 liters, but if the comparison is made with the Healy Repco, it is not a fresh car, if you like. So we can celebrate Mike Parks with our Ferrari 312P winning ahead of another 3 liters prototype, the Alfa Romeo T33 of Piers Courage and Andrea Adamic. Elford Siffert closest to the 3rd place on the podium with the usual Porsche 908K, the already winning 2 races this season. Then Giunti Vaccarella with the Ferrari 512 Longtail, first sport prototypes of 5 liters. Kinnunen Rodriguez and Redman Sifter with 2 Porsches of the John Wire Engineering. Joe Bonnier with Spurry Lola T70. Then Bell Peterson and Bucknam Posey with the other 2 Ferraris. One of the 2 maybe is the Nart, yes, the Bucknam Posey. Then Hermann Steinemann and Halewood Hobbs respectively with the Porsche Salzburg and the John Wire Engineering 11th, but they are already, Halewood and Hobbs, out from the assignment points. So this will be the sad reality also for us, that anyway, yes, without mistakes maybe we could have been P10. Anyway, compared to the Ferrari that won the race, absolutely a drama, I would say. I talk for myself, I mean, I've been very disappointing today. And learning to perfectly refuel the car is not enough. I mean, after 1 year of practice and playing, etc. Anyway, I had the car to win this race, like easily demonstrated by my teammate. So the first top cars in the top 10 prototypes scoring points are this. Instead, if we take from here onwards, we passed luckily the Mass Stombelen car, but anyway they have won their GT class. Then Halewood Hobbs with the Ford GT40, the car we have driven to win the Daytona 24 hours 2 months ago. Then Chris Amon and Anne Stuck third on the podium with the BMW 12 valves, 3 liters. Then the Carrera 911 of Jean-Louis Hax, is this the correct pronunciation? I don't know. The Eberhard Sindel Racing Team. And so 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth, Joe Schlesser, the father of Jean-Louis, with the Scuderia Filippinetti Shelby Cobra. 6th position for Jackie X, Jackie Oliver with the Ford GT40, the sister of this one. 7th, Bell X with the BMW 24 valves 3.5 liters. 8th, Chassot Greg with the Porsche Sonauto BP Racing, an addition to this race. Dan Garney again in the points for what I remember. 8th with the Ford Mustang Boss. 9th, Baviera Juncadella or Juncadella with the Scuderia Montjuic, I don't know, the Tommaso Pantera Boss. The 10th position is for Paco Godia with the Shelby Cobra of the Montjuic race team. Should be the teammate of this one, Jos Lesser. No, Scuderia Filippinetti. They are divided, sorry. So, Mass Stombelen, Halewood Hobbs, Chris Amon, Hans Stuck, Jean-Louis Hax, Joe Slesser, X Oliver, Bell X, Chaswil Greg, Dan Garney 8th, 9th Baviera Juncadella, 10th, Paco Godia. Wow, 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 wow. Best lap times. Mike Parks, 2 minutes 45. I was 2 minutes 50. So at least compared to the qualification where I was 6 full seconds off the pace of my teammate, at least during race day I did a 250. So just 4 seconds, 0.7 tenths of the pace, but using the soft compound just in the last stint. Really a disaster for myself. And P15, yes, but the 250 was with almost empty tank, because prior to that I did a 250 here, maybe with fresh tire, do not remember. Wow, guys, girls, boys, ladies and gentlemen, Marco Boo at Sebring, my goodness, I'm not strong here. There's something I miss both with the previous version that was the modern Sebring and this one. So sorry for the poor performance developed and showed. And anyway, thank you very much for watching. We'll follow the classification after 3 races and we will see what will happen in the classification, but at least today Ferrari did score a decent results, 1st and 4th, 8th and 9th. Porsche again did a consistent performance, 3rd, 5th, 6th and 10th. Lola, surprisingly, again within points, another 7th placement like we did at Riverside. And that's it for the prototypes sports car category. I'm happy for Mas Stommelen winning the race for Ford. That did a 1st and 2nd, not bad. Yeah, the rest is there is the newness of Shelby as a manufacturer, scoring points here and here with Paco Godia, despite being cars coming from what was 66 or 65, so 5 years old more or less, compared to the rest of the field, if not 10 years old compared to the rest of the field of the GT. And that's it. Let's see the retirements. Wow, engine did not finish. Crashes here, so many, all crashes, yes, so all crashes, but just 3 retirements for engine. That happened to both the Triumphs. What a pity. The Lolas. Okay, not bad. Strong race from 3 liters prototypes, definitely. Beating again, like at Riverside, the Sport 5 liters. Who knows then if at Le Mans will be a different story, but now we are, before Le Mans in June, we are going to approach short races of 1 hour. So there will be more sprint races than anything else. Maybe there we will see the 5 liters prototype winning before Le Mans, who knows. And I would say this is the story. The next appointment, I don't remember what will be, but I think that I will go to run a GT car, because if you remember we did the GT40 Daytona, prototype at Riverside, prototype here at Sebring, to celebrate the Ferrari that unluckily hasn't been celebrated well enough by myself, but yes, by a real driver like Mike Parks, despite being just virtual. And I think was the right choice anyway to choose a Ferrari for the historic comeback of the prancing horse in a couple of days. So folks, that's all. Thank you very much for watching. As I started to say recently, stay into, stay keen, stay racing. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel with the notification turned on, so you can have something where I publish new content. What else to say? Thank you very much again. Anyway, you did bring me luckiness enough to not destroy the Ferrari. I was, I think, in the mood today to destroy everything, and it has been a pleasure anyway to have you here, and as always having you on my channel. So see you next time, maybe after the Sebring weekend, with something new, because I'm leaving Italy for a couple of days, and I will attend on Saturday 18th of March and on Friday 17th of March there will be the 1000 miles of the WEC. I will be there, and after Sebring I will produce a video to combine Daytona and Sebring experiences to tell you at least not the coverage of the race, because I mean there are real journalists doing it, but just the experience that you get when you decide to do this kind of purchases about tickets for motorsport, regarding motorsport. That's all, guys. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Dankeschön. Merci beaucoup. Grazie. Arigato. Arigato. Thank you very much. See you soon. From Marco from Monza. Bye 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 bye. See you very soon. Bye bye. Ciao.